we want to remind ourselves of the water cycle, how it works. So we start with water on Earth, so it could be a lake, the sea, and the sun heats up that water with its radiation, its heat. And as it warms the water on the Earth, it starts to get hot and turn into gas. It evaporates. And as it evaporates, it goes up, because it's lighter than water when it's gas, up into the sky where it condenses and becomes clouds, and it builds up and gets heavier and heavier until it falls to the Earth as precipitation. So that those words that we just used, you've got the process of evaporation. That's when the water turns into gas. Then as it hits the sky, where it's much colder, that hot gas condenses into clouds. And as those clouds get heavier and heavier and heavier, it falls again as precipitation, as a liquid again. So we can have a go at making our own cloud in a jar. You're going to need a jar. You'll need some water. You'll need some kind of aerosol and some ice. Or if you don't have ice, you could have frozen peas or something from the freezer. Now you want to boil the water, and you can imagine your stove as the sun. So I flipped it up here because the sun is going to heat the water on the Earth, which is what it would be like in real life. So you put the hot water in the jar. That's the lake or the sea. You've put your particulates into the atmosphere, and my ice pack goes on top because that is the cold air in the sky. And as you can see, it forms a cloud as the gas rises up, hits the cold surface and condenses. And you can see the cloud coming out the top there as a gas, as it's condensed into a liquid again. Now you can see this process, you can see the process of precipitation. I tried it on my stove. I cooled down the lid and I boiled some water. There's my sea again. And I put the sky on, my cold lid, and you can see it start to fog up. And you'll notice that little beads of water, as they evaporate and the hot gas hits the cold surface, it turns back into a liquid and starts to form that precipitation. And as those beads get heavier and heavier, as more and more gas aids it, you'll be able to see some water droplets forming and falling as rain, as precipitation. So you could have a go at this yourself. You could even, if you don't want to use the hob, you could leave it out in the sun. You could use a hairdryer to try and heat the water up. And you can see that cloud forming again straight away. So I had a go leaving it outside, and you can see just on the outside of the jar, as the sun was heating up the water in my jar, you can see little beads of precipitation forming. So there's lots of different experiments that you can try. I'd love to see what you get up to, and I want to see those posters that you make. Good luck.